You see that red dot? That's a crane right there. They're trying to build a parking garage, and it's just billions of dollars of investment over there. And they build chips. They make chips and things like that. But I wanted to give a recap on the 2025 Labor Day, West Indian Day Parade, Caribbean Parade in Brooklyn, which happens every year. And so here's my thoughts on it. The reason why I like to go there every year, or whichever year I can't make it, I feel really bad, is here's the main reason. Because all the people from the islands get to mingle on that day when in their day-to-day life they might not be able to do that. So I look at it like this. We're all from the same origin, but people got dropped off in different islands and different lands, and then through being somewhere else, through mixing with other people, they became a new thing. And so this is the only day in which people can display their culture, display what they've become, in other words. That's how I look at it. So if you have a person from, let's say, Grenada, for example, St. Lucia from Haiti, when what is another time that people can display their music, display their food? Like you technically you can, right? Especially if you have those two or three groups, they marry with each other, or maybe they might work with each other. But we know typically people, especially if they're born in another country and they come here, they're gonna make their own food. They're only gonna play their music, so they're not gonna be able to do a cultural exchange. And so the parade kind of forces people to do that, because let's say on Eastern Parkway is the strip and the barricades are set up. So let's say you and your family pick a spot, like me and my family, we were in this spot. So let's say each float passes by with the dancers or whatever, and it's not of your culture. For that 10 minutes while that float is passing by, you're able to get a chance to listen to something that normally you might not. Because as an adult, you do things that you want to do. If you want to listen to a type of music, you listen to something that you're used to, and so you select what you want to listen to, and that's it. But what about the option of discovery? And so that's what the parade does for me. Like, the floats will go by, you have time to discover the music. And same thing with the food. There's food on the parkway both sides. Now you can smell the food, because when you're passing by a restaurant that's not of your culture, the doors are shut. Now you're on the parkway, the smells are hitting you, people on the line, because that's what we have to see is people waiting on the line, and then seeing what kind of people's reaction. While people are eating right there, you can see their reaction on whether or not the food is good. And so that's that's really what it's all about, because that's the only time that it seems like people get to exchange. So that becomes the gateway. Now you can go back to work and say, hey, I went to the parade yesterday. I finally had your rice. I finally had your jerk chicken or whatever. And now that could grow to something else. Um, that can grow to something else. I'm talking about the parade, the West Indian Day Parade from in Brooklyn, New York. In my opinion, is the best parade that New York City has to offer, and then is the best to me in the country. That's what I'm talking about. And I'm just sharing my thoughts on why I like to go there every year, because I feel like you have all these people, and it's like 2+ million people, 200+ million people. And to put that in perspective, the country of Guyana doesn't even have 1 million people. So imagine you have a population on a strip that's larger than a lot of countries in the Caribbean. Most Caribbean countries, so think about it like this, because it's based on size too. The smaller the country, some Caribbean countries only have 40,000 people. Jamaica only has 2.8, and then you got the larger islands and whatnot. So for that many people to be on the parkway is insane. And don't let the fact that you hear that there's fighting or maybe somebody gets shot, don't let that take you away from going, because if there's 2 million people, something's gonna happen. And so what's going on? If there's 2 million people, something's gonna happen, right? New Mexico is a state with 2 million plus people, and things happen over there. Now imagine they're in a concentrated area that's like a mile long, something's gonna happen. But so that's what I would say to people. If you want to go to the parade, highly suggested. It'll be the gateway to learning about other people, and then potentially you can even visit these people's country. There's a lot of islands, beautiful people. People come from other states. People come from other boroughs to really enjoy, and it's a lovely thing. And that's why every year I gotta go. Luckily, it didn't rain yesterday. And if you plan on driving to the parade, a lot of people do the train, but if you plan on driving like I always do, drive up Flatbush Avenue as if you go into Grand Army Plaza. When it comes to like 5th, 6th, and 7th Avenue, you can get lucky and find parking in those neighborhoods. Take a 10-minute walk, and you'll be at where typically the end of the parade is, and the vendors start there selling flags, selling food, and just go there and have a good time. I saw mad people, and it was a good thing. So if you have any questions about it, just let me know down here. But it's truly one of the best events. And I would say this, I will end with this. Usually there's a kind of like a playful rivalry on who represents the most. Is it the Haitians or the Jamaicans coming through in the larger numbers? But if each group decided to rip off and do their own parade, it wouldn't be that successful. And as a matter of fact, they've started, I think 2 years ago, a Haitian parade on the west side of Manhattan. It's like 14 blocks. So I want to say it's like 90 something street to like the 70s. It's not the same, and it's not going to be the same. The West Indian Day Parade has been around for decades, and that's where people know to go. So what makes it great is all the different type of people that are there. We don't want to see 100 floats of the same genre. That's not what we want. We want to keep it mixed, because in people's day-to-day life, they just stick to doing things their way. I think first generations, we switch it up a little bit, because we go to school and we have the experience of going over to people's houses and whatnot. So we mix it up, but the parents, they keep it to the core. So that's what I wanted to say. Let me know what you guys think about this. Maybe I might do a part 2 based on people's questions, and we go from there. All right. Catch you guys on the next one. Just wanted to give a small recap on the parade, and I think it was successful. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.